Guys, Diamond Ambassador Sally Lewis here, and you may have noticed on Emily's Day that I did not have a diamond documentary. And as an introvert, and with a lot of things going on over the last few years, I have avoided having that recorded. But I guarantee you, when I record, there will be a piece wearing my white fuzzy robe. It's my favorite thing. So that's just an extra tidbit for you and an explanation why I'm in my robe, because I always am. Perks of working from home. Today is the last day of our Silver and Six challenge. And I hope you have learned a lot, because I know I sure have. All of the ladies that you have seen so far are women that I am inspired by, that I continue to learn from and look up to in this business and in life, and all of the things. And so I hope that this has been a wonderful few days so far for you, and that you will take these tips and not just use them this one time, but if you have to watch these videos over again or read your notes over again, remind yourself, these are all things that if you will do simply and consistently and intentionally over time, this is it. This is the building blocks of what a growing, thriving business looks like. Just these simple steps to silver. And that's kind of wrapped up in the whole power of three mentality that our compensation plan really thrives off of, because it's not just about you going silver one time, which a lot of these tips will help you to do, but about you creating an environment where you're consistently adding three people month after month, and continuing that by helping someone else on your team do the same thing. And then month after month, watching that grow and watching how that duplication and that intentional growth will grow a community of people that are doing this alongside of you and who are grateful to be on our products and excited to share. So that's the goal, to keep the power of three going, to keep going silver, to keep adding. And so what does that look like when maybe you're new and you've just added your first three, or you've just added your first person, or you're working on that? What I want to talk to you about today is more about how to connect and to plug in the people who are saying yes to you, so that it's not a one-time yes. Because so many of these women, who are all dear friends of mine and who I trust that they care and love people probably more than I do, we don't want you to hear us saying that people are a means to a paycheck. And if you listen to Emily's, I think you heard her heart real big on that and how she fought through that, even starting her business. And sometimes we can get caught up in having people jump on and forget that the journey begins with us when they say yes. That's not the end. And so when we can remind ourselves that the journey starts when they join us, then we can get out of the accidental mentality that our job is over when they click join and order their products. Because the last thing we really want is for people to feel like you were only connected, or we were only caring that they were educated or invited to something, when we were trying to get them to press order, right? Because that's not the truth. That's not any of our hearts, but it happens when we're just focused on recruiting. And so retaining is this other piece that will help you maintain your own silver rank and keep people happy and excited and on their products and well educated, so that they know how to stick it out. And it's also going to help you create that cycle of duplication where you're retaining and recruiting and seeing growth throughout your business. So that's what I want to talk to you about today: connecting and plugging in your people, because staying silver is the goal, and moving on from that is the goal. And you've got to be able to drip, like Jordan said, and Tamara, at so many drippings. Maybe that's not good. So many ways to make sure that people are well taken care of after they click join. It's not hard. It doesn't have to be difficult. As with everything that has been shared today, this week, these are simple things that when we actually do them, make a big difference. And when we do them consistently, can make major impact for you in building a community of people that are excited to do this with you. So how do you connect and plug people in? It's really, it's about using what you've already got. How did you get connected? When you first joined, did someone add you to a page? Did someone start tagging you in a welcome post? Or start tagging you in helpful things about the products that you were taking? Did you get invited to events or trainings or to a book study? These are all things that we've got to remember, especially as time goes by. What did I do? Or if maybe someone didn't do some of those things, like what did I wish someone would have done so that I felt more prepared or that I felt more connected to what was going on? Let me tell you the magical thing about connection. I loved how Jordan talked about three-way chats, and those are such a beautiful way to have third-party validation as you're signing someone up. But it's also a way to have your friends that are joining you be connected to more people than just you. Because sometimes, like, let's go with like a pool analogy. Let's say like you are saving your friend from drowning in their health issues or whatever. And you're just one lifeguard, but you're swimming and there's no one else, or there's no side of the pool or no life raft for you. And you just feel like, oh my gosh, I'm treading water and I'm carrying this person, or maybe there's three people, right? And you're doing it all by yourself. You don't have to do that. There are other lifeguards. There are people with big old floaties and there are sides of the pool. And those are your third-party validations. I just made that up straight on the spot. So please forgive me if that was a horrible, horrible analogy, metaphor, whatever. But you don't have to do this alone. There are things for you to plug into, whether it's something that the team you're a part of has going on or things that Plexus corporate has going on. Our One Plexus community is so unique, you guys. There are people, even in our corporate offices, that have come from other companies because of what Plexus offers when it comes to not only integrity, but also how we all work together. And it's an encouraging environment in corporate and in our field as ambassadors. And so we want people to be a part of what's going on. They offer so many incredible trainings, personal growth opportunities like the Plexus Book Club, and all sorts of also things to invite people to learn about Plexus. But I know most of you are part of teams that also have things like this going on. I know for us, we've got a community page that we add all of our VIP customers to. And so part of our onboarding process is to connect and plug people into our community page, to welcome them, to make sure that they know someone's excited that you're here, right? Someone's really excited and proud of you for taking that first step. And in that page, they're going to have the opportunity to be exposed to a lot of things about our products and testimonies, and potentially some things about going silver and about what it's like to refer someone. And so that's one way we plug people in, to make sure that they're not just floating out there in the ocean by themselves. Because when people are still feeling kind of like they're alone, or they clicked yes, and it's just, they're just like, we're not really motivated to stick with stuff when it just is us weighing in the balance. I know for me and for a lot of moms, like, we're kind of last on the list when it comes to taking care of ourselves. And so we all need daily, multiple at least times a week, where we're feeling encouraged, either by being a part of something where we're seeing encouragement, or by someone reaching out to us and encouraging us to stick with it, or that we're doing a good job, or that we're just not alone. So there's a lot of easy ways to do this. Some of the ways that we also do that is by using our Instagram stories or our Facebook stories and posts. I like to sometimes, you'll show your pink streak and you can tag like up to 10 people per paragraph. So you could tag a whole bunch of people. But even if you've only got one person on your team, or maybe no one's underneath you yet, you have a sponsor that you can tag, the person that added you. If you've been in it for a while, you may know some of the sidelines that you've got on your team, other people who are drinking pink with you. And you can show that you're a part of a community. And then when you add someone and you can tag them in that too, they're going to feel like they're a part of that, and that They're just not a crazy person inside their house drinking this pink drink that they don't know much about. They're a part of something bigger. So that's on a day-to-day basis. I think the ad tag message thing is, way underused after the sign up. Right? We add people to testimony pages. Hopefully you're doing this, and tag them in pertinent testimonies or tag them in stories that are going to help them see that they should give this a shot. But after the fact, after they're giving this a shot, they still need that belief building. They still need to feel connected, and they still need you to plug them in to those things. So add, tag, and message, tag them in things and say, hey, I just tagged you in a couple of things I thought that you'd really enjoy looking at. I hope you're doing good. I'm always here if you need me. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't mean that you are taking responsibility for the success of others or for their happiness. I know that can feel daunting sometimes, but just that you're plugging them into something that they may need to see or that they may enjoy seeing. If someone's going through a tough time with, detox, or they're curious about ingredients, tag them in some educational posts. Make sure they're a part of a page or a part of something that you can use third-party tools. And then they're going to see that this is a community that they can also learn from and feel a little bit more at peace, that they're not just like having to figure stuff out. So the ad tag message is great. But there's a big key part to all of this, and that is your involvement. The magical phrase would be, why don't you do this with me, right? Or why don't you come to this training with me? Or why don't you watch these testimonies that I've already watched? But what's the key ingredient there? You've got to be doing those things. So often I've been doing this for 7 years, and whether it's in my own business or people that I'm coaching on my team, when we show up and when we do the things, this magical things happens where the people underneath us will begin to do those too. You are that magical ingredient. No matter if you don't think that you are good enough, you don't think you know enough, or you don't think that you've been doing this long enough, it just doesn't matter. It's you. They clicked yes because it was you. So even if you've got a stellar diamond upline above you, or just, well, this page has everything that they need, they'll figure it out. If you're not that connecting piece, if you're not building that bridge from your new people to those tools and to the communities and to the events, 9 times out of 10, guys, they're not going to show up. So you've got to care about your personal growth and your involvement in your teams and in your journey. That way you can invite people to come along with you, and you'll have so many different things throughout the month to plug people into, or you're looking at the pages. So you see a testimony and it triggers someone. I do this even on Instagram, y'all, whether it's, one of my sapphires who's underneath me, she loves flowers. She loves tulips. They live in Michigan. And so, it might drive her bonkers, but every time I see a reel on Instagram that has beautiful flowers, or that's tulips, or someone putting flowers into a vase, I send it to her and I'm just like, oh, I hope you have a good day. It has nothing to do with Plexus, but it helps her know that I'm thinking about her. Even if, we should be talking about something else, that's fine. It doesn't have to be hard. Someone being thought of and feeling like they're a part of something, or even just on your mind, reconnects them to the fact that they are important and they are worth it. So, there's nothing off limits when it comes to connecting and plugging people in. So we want to be creating and casting vision. We want them to feel excited about what they're a part of. Plexus does so many wonderful events. I hope that you are taking the opportunity to invite people to a Momentum meetup that's happening near you. I hope you're going to a Momentum meetup that's happening near you. And I hope that you're going to convention in Nashville, or that you're going to be working towards Leaders Retreat, which, will be further into the year, and there will be a contest that goes along with that. You get to invite people to jump into that stuff with you, because if you're not inviting them, they're not going to just do it out of the blue. So you have to decide to do these things. And then what if the people that you join, you say, hey, I'm going to Nashville in a couple months, and I think there's room in the room that I'm staying in. Would you want to go with me and just see how amazing this company is? There's so much fun stuff going on. And even if they say no, I wrote this down. So let me just even look at my notes and say, you can't control if someone wants to show up or wants to come alongside or wants to do the thing, right? But you can create an environment where they know that they are welcome and wanted and supported. And that's all it is. It's just being available, right? So today I would love for you to just think about, who have you added recently? Maybe in the last 6 months, if you've been around for a while, who has joined for the products recently, or maybe who, if you've not added anybody yet, who have you been talking to about these products, or who are friends of yours, like Jessica said, who are 5 close people to you that you could plug into some things or invite to do something with you. I think we take for granted that there are people out there who desire to be a part of encouraging communities or personal growth opportunities. So there may be some product takers underneath you, or friends that you have that maybe haven't even started the products yet, that would love to be a part of the Plexus Book Club. Maybe they love to read or they love personal development books. Well, guess what? What a better way to show them like what we're all about than invite them to do something like that with you. So I digress. I want you today to think about people, make a list of people that you need to be plugging in. And then the second part of that is, what are you plugging them into? Do you know that you have a community page and you just don't ever add people to it and welcome them on the welcome post? Change that, friend. You are making yourself your own little lifeguard out there floating in the ocean. And there's this cruise ship happening that's like, hey, I'm throwing you the line. You don't have to tread water forever, right? Hop on the boat and bring your people onto the boat with you. Maybe you need to tag some people in some testimonies because they're a couple weeks in and you've checked on them and they're not really saying much. People still need to be encouraged and to have belief built in them. So who are the people that you need to connect and plug into for, whether it's for their health, or who you're going to invite to an event, or, to do this business with you? What are some of those things? So think about that. I loved how Emily, hers the other night was that you would meet with your family and just dream and just, have goals. And I think so often in the same vein, we can think, I'm just doing this by myself, or I don't have anyone to invite to anything. And you guys, it's just not true. It's just, we forget about people that really could love an opportunity to hear some testimonies, or that would love an opportunity to do the book study with you, or might want accountability because they need a paycheck, or they need a growing paycheck, or they want to go on a trip, but they've been too, scared or don't believe in themselves to ask. But if you would ask them and you would plug them in and say, I'm doing this, do this with me, it will make all of the difference in the world. And so just to wrap up this series, we're so glad that you have done this. I hope that you understand that silver can be simple, right? Earning massive fast start bonuses and helping people down the line do that too will keep you silver, going gold, ruby, all the way up to diamond. It's the same stuff. It's just caring for people, stepping out of your comfort zone, doing those simple things over and over, and then plugging people in to create a sense of community where you are not doing this alone, and your friends who are joining you realize that they're a part of something greater. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and talk to you later.